That's really interesting because I guess I just didn't realize. That's crazy.
What?
Well, that just how close it is to the White House and the plane crash to that big building right there.
That's right.
Wow.
I don't know what to say. Like, I mean,
Shut up. What else? We are heading back today. Dad.
Is that a real person? Oh, should we go up?
Oh, no, thanks.
After that very loud lady was finally quiet, we enjoyed our flight to Chicago, Illinois en route to Washington, D.C. It would be a return for me, leaving the city 1 year ago to begin a new life out west. I prepared myself by watching American Animals, but you know that. And Joe watched Venom, and here's his review.
It's pretty bad. It's pretty bad. Does that have a screen on it? You're right. Whoa! Oh, dude, yeah, I should totally take this.
But we forgot the chargers, so of course the only GoPro footage we have is from this night, like in this freezing terminal.
I'm glad I'm wearing a white cotton.
After surviving the layover, we began to say our goodbyes to the wonderful city of Chicago, the Windy Apple, prepared ourselves to return to Washington.
It was buried underneath someone else's horse shit.
We then took the DC Metro, which is fantastic when the Red Line's not on fire. The next day we knocked out some work and then decided, for the sake of the team, we'd go check out the new casino.
don't gamble.
Indeed.
After leaving the MGM, we traveled across National Harbor to Succotash and had their curry succotash, and Joe enjoyed some fantastic maraschino cherries given to us by our wonderful bartender named David. David is amazing. But rather than talk about the food, let's talk about this amazing drink right here. This is called the Milk Punch, and I'll let him explain this scientific masterpiece.
This is only a day or two old, so it's not quite ready for the milk cart yet. So, it starts with all our base liquor, which is going to be bourbon and Carpano Antica, which is a type of vermouth, Averna Amaro, rum barbacoa, and then we have star anise, and sugar, and pineapple, and cinnamon, and Creole bitters, and a rooibos tea, which is a South African tea. We let that sit for about 3 to 4 days. Then we add the milk to it. So when you add the milk to it, it's going to strip it of all its impurities, take this really dark-looking cocktail, and make it sort of like this guy right here, where it separates, and there you have clarified milk.
And so what happens to the cheese part you told me?
You want to make some ricotta? I can give it to you. But outside of that, we don't do much with it. We just throw it away. Yeah, we don't really have any use for it.
From there we decided it was finally time to return to my home away from home.
Indeed. Indeed.
Mackie's Bar and Grill in Old Town Alexandria is the best hamburger in Old Town, which makes it one of the best hamburgers in the Mid-Atlantic. Also, this is Chris Martinez, the guy who destroyed my Vice review. It was a wonderful time, until Chris and I decided to go across the street to Hank's, and Chris realized he was too big for the place.
How's your night going, Chris?
Wonderful. The Fisher Price.
After that, I went alone to a place called Theismann's, and I almost got shot.
I saw someone's definitely shooting, but like I didn't know what they were shooting at, or I like literally I was just shooting at something. I didn't even where I was. I couldn't see from my vantage point what he was shooting at, or what he calls the whole situation.
Shit. The next day, we decided to go to Fado's in downtown D.C., and while it's in Chinatown, you shouldn't forget about its Reuben.
Well done.
On the way back to Old Town, we saw this asshole almost cause an accident, and then get out of his car to make a scene. Ah yes, the lovely DC I remember, with its wonderful art and blown up cars in the middle of the street. Soon we were back in Old Town at Hank's, where we got some fresh fish.
Merry Christmas.
And back to Mackie's to discover that Piano Man lasts forever.
There's a 15th verse. The song doesn't end.
Going back to Cali.
I don't think so.
The next day was a struggle, I'm not gonna lie, but after that we returned to Arlington and Westover Beer Garden and Blue Grooves Vinyl, home to some of the best LPs and the best hamburger in the area, not at Mackie's. Unfortunately, the vinyl store was closed. After conducting some more filming, we returned back to Old Town, where we began the great eating fest of 2019. We started with sushi, which quite frankly filled us up, but that didn't stop us. We then got some tapas, And we finally got a taco at Don Taco, and why is Joe laughing?
Yeah, that's right.
Mackie's once again, and then some oysters at Hank's. With key lime pie, which was a really weird choice. Ugh. Finally, we recovered at ESP for some coffee, recovery time, and the weirdest fucking art I've seen in my entire life. I don't know what that is. I kind of get what that is, and I'm pretty sure that's just a cat coming out of somebody's pussy. We then flew back, at which point I began my final journey, experiencing the Green Book, a challenge I was finally ready to face.